Hey everyone, welcome to TradinginDemand. It's Braden, and today I want to just go over with you guys about some trades I took and I was coming to the day looking for, and just some stuff that you guys could probably use in your own trading. My system can be very powerful if used correctly, so I just want to share my information with you guys, let you guys know what I do. So before we get into the video, if you guys wouldn't mind checking out my Discord. We have a pretty active community, trying to get more people in here. I post my morning plans, analysis, my little cheat sheets for how I trade, and just the typical stuff that we want to try to form a community with. If you guys want to join, you guys go in the description below. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. So, first one we're getting into guys with is the trade I took. I only took one trade today because I was pretty busy outside of trading. I had stuff to do. And when we came in today this morning, I was seeing that price was increasing while delta was decreasing, having divergence saying sellers are still here, but price is still moving higher. This usually happens before this usually consolidation we have with delta moving lower, where we typically pull us lower since we have aggressive selling and sellers are trying to get their effort, so they're gonna keep on going. And we were coming down into demand that I was not really expecting to hold, which broke. And after this demand broke, I was really looking for us to come back into this low volume area. That's what this is. You see? And whenever low volume areas are tested, they're either passed through or they're rejected. In this instance, we had a pass through and then a rejection. With the pass through and rejection, we can look to sell if we do not see aggressive buying. And let me turn this off. When we moved up here, we had a little bit of buying, not anything crazy, but we do have a delta divergence, which in we have delta here is higher than when we came here, right here. But if we look at price up here, the price is lower than when the second pullback into the low volume area, which still is telling us sellers are still aggressive, sellers are still in control. So with all this information, I took this trade real fast. I went short here. Oh, don't want to do that. Went short. I had my first trade off at 3 points. Let me go down here. Here we go. I'm using NinjaTrader because I'm doing Apex Challenge. All right. So we had our entry at 3866.5. So right here, pretty good entry I'd say. And my first exit of my position was at 3.5 points. So it'd be, let's go right here, 3863.25. Right here. Very fast trade to take it off. But I do this because it covers my risk. With my risk out of the way, it makes it easier for me to stay in a trade. Which, that being said, I kind of messed up on. So we'll just keep showing you guys. So we just moving down, moving down. Let's pull this up. There we go. So we're just going down, following trend, slowly but surely. And my problem today was I took the trade off way too early. You can see I took my trade off at, let me get this up here, 3859. So let's get this back. 3859. Yeah, all the way up here. For me to take my trade off here was a mistake because delta is still pushing lower. We're having delta divergence for the sellers. And there was no reason for me just to take it off. I keep having this mistake where I'm not able to hold my trades. I'm getting better at it. I really am, because I did hold through this little pullback up and I felt pretty comfortable in the trade. I only took it off here because right after we came down, okay, right after I took off, we had a little push up. This push up wasn't anything. It was coming up here to test the trend line, which I should have noticed. But besides that, pretty good trade. Got $83 out of it, so not too bad. Good way to start off. And throughout the rest of the day, we had more really good trades, like right here, right here. We can see that we were pushing. The chart is kind of updated now, so these are not the right how it should look. But you can see when we're coming up here into the low volume area, the one that we tested earlier at right here. When we came into this area, we had liquidity sitting. That's what these purple lines are. This is liquidity. So when we came up here and hit this liquidity, this is telling me the sellers are here. They're waiting. They want price to come back down. And after we got up here, we had some sellers pop up. See all this buying? You can see this very, let me zoom in. Very green at the very top. This is a bunch of buyings, but there's no reward. And they're gonna have so much effort but no reward. And with no reward, they're gonna eventually have to close a position for a loss. And when you wanna close a buying position, you have to sell, which in fact it will help sellers push price lower. So when we had them trapped up here, we pushed down. You could have went short here, here, here. Could have went short anywhere up here in low volume. I wasn't driving my car. I'd take it to the shop. So I was not able to. And then after that, we had another good trade. Could have went short here. This low volume area here is just holding. You can see there's no real key numbers. It's not the best for a trend line. I mean for a resistance. So low volume area just gives you the best one. I go by 4 points. So these are all 4 points. I usually look for supply or demand to be in the low volume area. These are my favorite trades. But still, you see we just rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on this low volume area. So it's very powerful. Oh, don't mind that. I'm very unprofessional. But after showing you guys all this, the day's still going on, so anything can happen. I'm thinking we might come up here, come back down, test the low volume, and then move higher into supply. Since it's only 12 and we do have buyers still here, volume isn't too bad. But we can get into the other part of the video. Alright. Move this over here. So over here, this is my chart I do most of my low volume areas on, or my anything with volume profile usually. And over here, you can see that we have low volume, edge of volume profile. These are my favorites when there's edge. Low volume, low volume, low volume here. It's all just low volume. So, oops. Alright. So, with low volume, as I said earlier, price can easily be moved around. It's easy for buyers or sellers to take control and do what they want. Since there's no one to really go against them in these areas. Since price moves from high volume to low volume, we can look for the low volume areas to reject and then target high volume areas. And with this, we also have point of control moving lower every day. And with point of control moving lower, we also have value moving lower. This blue area, this is where 68% of the most trading happened. You can do 70%, I do 68. But this is where most of the trading happened. We could either come up here and target this this VPOC, sorry. And VPOC is the most traded spot on that day. So we could either come up here and test this supply, but with value moving lower, I'm thinking we could possibly come down here and possibly break 3810, since it looks like we do have more, since it does seem like we're holding these 3920 area. And you can also see on here, this chart over here. I'll make it bigger for you guys. This is my just supply and demand chart where I can look at how price is moving and what we're doing. So with this, let me get this, not like that. You can see we had this consolidation over here. This consolidation would lead into us moving into it and being able to reject price. And with this, there's no real supply and demand. This is just how this is market structure, just how it works. We have a big old gap here, so price easily moves through it. Like I told you guys, price will either move through it or it'll come back and test it and reject. Which in this fact, we are forming, let me get this for you guys. We are forming a triangle. It can either look like that, or we could look at it like this. Nice little triangles forming, which when a triangle forms, we're consolidating for people, for bigger hedge funds to build their positions and eventually get ready for a bigger move. So whenever we get to the closer to the edge, or whenever buyers, sellers are ready to become aggressive, I feel like we're going to possibly break supply and move higher to the 200 moving average, which has been the plan for a while. We just haven't got there yet. And if that doesn't happen, I'm not sure where we go. I don't want to call any bottoms. I don't want to call anything. But my idea is that we're going to come up here and hit this 200 moving average possibly. There's not really much to show you guys. And if that doesn't work, we're going to move price lower since value's moving lower also. There's just a bunch of stuff that's happening that we can't really predict the future with. We just have to use it to our advantage and see what we can turn this knowledge into. Besides that, there's not really much else I want to show you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I try to make these just so you guys my system and how everything works. But yeah, if you guys liked it, leave a like, subscribe, check out more videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.